Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we've got Zack Snyder's Justice League spoiler discussion. So if you guys haven't seen the movie, click off the video and come back once you've seen it. But yeah, we saw it.
We done a spoiler-free one yesterday.
We did a spoiler-free one, so check out that video. Card here. And today we've got a very special guest with us. Good friend of the channel who's appeared on here before. It's TopManSid. So what's up, Sid?
Nice one. Thank you. Thank you for having me again.
You're welcome.
I'm excited to talk about
thanks
this.
for coming. Yeah, so check out Sid's channel, link in the description. He's been doing amazing recently, like with all the shorts and all that stuff. It's really funny and there's really good gaming videos. Really really fun videos. So be sure to check out Sid's channel, link in the description. So yeah, Zack Snyder's Justice League came out today. But as of when we're recording this, I guess technically when you guys are seeing this, it'll be tomorrow. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What did you think of the movie, Sid? Because we said gave our 2 cents on it before. We both really enjoyed it. So what did you think?
Yeah. Same. Yeah, I was very excited when I saw your video about I was glad that you guys liked it because obviously you guys were obviously more hesitant. Hesitant, is that the word? Against it. Yeah, because obviously Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, it follows that.
Yeah, I was cautiously optimistic for it because I was excited because the trailers looked really good, but then also the trailers for BVS looked really good, and I didn't really like BVS that much. But I know you actually really enjoyed that movie, so I guess.
Yeah, most DC trailers are good. To be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, it lived up to the expectations for me. It had light, it had darkness, it had stakes to it, had well developed characters you got invested in. 4-hour running time didn't really affect. The only time, a couple of times I had to go to the toilet, but that's just my weak bladder. That's my weakness right there. And the parts, everything it all flowed better, and that's what I wanted. That's what you needed after that last mess of a movie.
It wasn't choppy. It wasn't choppy like the original Justice League was, which I really liked.
Exactly.
But yeah, we all really liked the movie, as you guys can tell. It was just. As I said in our original review, it wasn't without flaws, obviously, but it's 4 hours. Come on, there's going to be something that you're bound to find some issue in something that's 4 hours, so that's fair enough. Yeah. But overall, I really enjoyed it, and a lot more than I thought I would. And I know, obviously, Ismail, you liked it as well. But
yeah, I
guess let's just go straight into spoilers. So, as I said, one more warning: if you guys haven't seen the movie, be sure to click off the video and check out a non-spoiler review. I guess with this one, we're not going to go through in chronological order. It's way too long. So
yeah, I think we'll just be a bit spontaneous about what plots come to us. But
yeah,
I guess it's best to start at the start. I'm
going to go through. I'm looking at Wikipedia now, and then I'm going to look through each thing and anything that I remember that I thought was interesting.
You can go through each character if you want. To be fair,
that's true.
Lots of characters,
that is very true.
They all cover different parts.
Yeah. So I guess.
Yeah, wherever you want, guys. It's your channel. You do it.
No, that's a very good idea, actually. Thanks for bringing it up. Okay, I'll go through the cast list here. So, Batman. What do you guys think of Batman in this movie?
Sick. Amazing. I actually loved what he did in Batman.
He was so much better than he was in that theatrical cut where he's just a little bitch who was just getting beaten up every 2 seconds.
He's irrelevant in that, yeah.
Yeah, he was just he was such a badass in this version. I mean, I still didn't like the whole gun thing where he was shooting the parademons with the gun, but it was
it's aliens this time, so yeah, it was alright.
But he was still doing actual Batman things. He was using his gauntlets obviously to block Superman's heat vision.
That was very good. I like how wasn't it Alfred was making it?
Yeah.
And then later in the movie he used it to block it. That was brilliant.
Yeah, it was really good. And then also, and he's
that's a good example of the development, development they put in. Because I feel like if something like that happened in the theatrical cut, we wouldn't have seen the scene with Alfred actually making the gauntlets. We would have just seen Batman using them without explanation.
Yeah.
You continued from BVS seeing it was less darker in this sense. It was more Alfred and Bruce being just getting in the habit of because Alfred's very sarcastic, this Alfred. Very sarcastic against, Batman, you sure you know what you're doing here? Very good dialogue. I think they give very good dialogue to them too. And yeah, you see Alfred getting hands-on, using so many gadgets Batman uses, but obviously he has to, because obviously he's in Justice League, he's not exactly He's just a man, and he's just a man. He's not he's not superpowered like everyone else.
And
so
I was watching
maybe.
Angry Joe's review, and he was saying that he did one thing he liked more of the theatrical version was that he wasn't just relying on Alfred for everything, like he was kind of doing more detective work on his own, which I can see that point, but I kind of disagree. I thought that he was in this version.
Yeah, I think they both work together. Well.
Yeah, because I thought in this version he did a lot better.
He saved Batman's life.
Batman's life. Yeah, exactly. Alfred was helping him a lot, and then also Batman was taking on. I mean, in the original one, he did it as well, but in this one, it felt like they were building more to him being the leader of the Justice League. Obviously, until Superman comes back, then he'll take over. But I liked how Ben Affleck kind of played into the leader role really well, and kind of played a good leader who obviously he didn't 100% know what he was doing all the time, especially when they were bringing Superman back to life, which thank God they didn't have that stupid scene as well. This just reminded me where Batman and Wonder Woman are like arguing, and he's like, did you say that to Steve Trevor? That stupid, whatever the hell that stupid scene was in the theatrical one. I'm so happy they didn't have that. It was just like, we need to bring back Superman because he's going to help us win, and so let's just go and do it, and they just go and do it. And obviously some of them are questioning him a bit, but they're not like going into some big argument over it. I liked that a lot more.
It was a good character shift. The way he was like, when they bring back Superman, he's like, just do it. Like he keeps on saying, don't worry about it, just do it. It doesn't matter about the consequences. You'll see. And it was very assertive. Like, we got to bring him back. And even though it's obviously Batman v Superman, he would have been the opposite. He would have been like, kill Superman. Superman.
And they even had
but
that
here,
scene
you see more development
where Batman was like, I promised him on his grave that I'd bring them together. So he's like, it feels like he's kind of like, Superman, a sort of life debt sort of thing. But he's like, he pretty much saved me and saved the world from Doomsday and BVS. So now I'm gonna basically repay the favor by bringing together the Justice League to stop Steppenwolf and the Parademons, obviously, which I really liked. But yeah, Batman was great in this movie, and also they set up for his solo movie, which would have obviously been made if Ben Affleck was still directing it, with the Deathstroke scene, where obviously Lex Luthor tells Deathstroke that Bruce Wayne is Batman, and go have fun and kill him, basically, which is what we would have seen in the Batman, which would have been directed by Ben Affleck. Which I wish...
The costume for Deathstroke is so good.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it looked great.
Even though obviously you don't know who this Deathstroke is, but it's just like, it just looks cool. It's a good post-credit scene.
And I don't have any doubt
like the way
that
they changed it.
If they made the Batman, Deathstroke would have been fantastic, and that movie probably would have been fantastic. But
I'm assuming Lex Luthor just was clever enough to just work it out. Or
that's the thing. Because I was hoping, because I watched the BVS Ultimate Edition obviously before watching this, and I was hoping they'd add something where they explain how he works out Bruce's Batman, because he works it out in that movie too, but they just don't. He just kind of knows. Yeah,
because obviously he worked out that Clark Kent was Superman from the Kryptonian ship, wasn't it?
I mean, they don't really say that in the Ultimate Edition either. I mean, you can piece that together.
It's weird because I accidentally watched the theatrical edition instead. Yeah. And I just got more understanding that, because he reveals that Clark is Superman to Lois, or to Superman. I mean, when he's threatening Superman, he's like, I know who you are. And that comes right after he's like learning about the whole civilization.
Yeah.
And of Krypton, and obviously after watching Man of Steel, where literally Jor-El is basically saying who you are. I'm assuming the same sort of thing here, where he's like, obviously Jor-El's not in the ship anymore, but they're still giving history lessons out, and obviously you can just tell him.
Yeah.
They can just tell him who Superman is, isn't it? So I'm assuming, but obviously you can't do that for Batman, so. Yeah. But Lex Luthor's clever, so he worked it out. And now with that information, Deathstroke, if there was a miniseries, Deathstroke would probably try and take down Bruce Wayne's life. Yeah. Not just Batman's life.
I would be all for it, because I want to see Deathstroke in a movie, and I want to see Ben Affleck's take on Batman. More, because Ben Affleck, I've said it before, and I still kind of think this, that Ben Affleck, in my opinion, is the best live action Bruce Wayne. I don't know about Batman, because I still love Christian Bale, but in terms of Bruce Wayne, I think Ben Affleck nailed it. He's like probably my favourite live action Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I think it's weird. I think the cowl looks less weird in this movie. I know the cowl doesn't look as good than in that movie Superman, but it works better with the cinematography.
I agree.
And also,
I think.
Do you agree?
Yeah, because I think his suit looked a bit better in this movie. I don't know what it was. I don't know 100% for sure if they did this, but it looked like they kind of slimmed it down a bit, so like the neck didn't look as wide, and like he didn't look as kind of bulked up and like just kind of clunky in there. It looked like kind of sleeker, which I like, and also the suit at the end I thought looked decent. I didn't really like that when I first saw the theatrical cut, but that suit's kind of grown on me now. But yeah, I didn't mind that either. But yeah, Batman.
Yeah, Ben Affleck fits Batman. Affleck fits Batman like a glove. Like, you don't question like, oh, is this actor good enough? Yeah. Like, sometimes you do that at the beginning, but from BVS onwards, he can adapt to anything. Like, this guy is Batman. You believe it from the second you see it. You know.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah, but yeah, the stuff with Batman was great. Moving through the cast list, but oh my god, the best thing of this entire movie.
There are loads of people.
I just Superman. Superman was just beautifully done in this movie. I loved everything with Superman, aside from like the end scene. Thank God it was a nightmare, and hopefully if they do I don't know what happens in the like kind of draft that Zack Snyder made for Justice League 2 and 3, but the thing with Superman was just everything they did.
That was really confusing. The end thing. That's the thing. The only problem with Superman. Why does he have his normal suit on when he's evil? Why does he have the black suit on when he's
I kind of don't really understand that either, but I don't know. I feel like if we saw Justice League 2 and Justice League 3, we would have understood why.
Are you saying why he's not wearing the black suit when he's evil?
Yeah, why does he have the red and blue suit when he's evil?
Yeah, it seems like it's reversed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
it's continuity. Like, I think they're trying to keep continuity because obviously in the nightmare scene in Batman v Superman, he's wearing red and blue.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they want to keep that continuity alive.
Yeah.
But obviously maybe Zack didn't realize back then. Oh crap! We could have just used the black suit for that nightmare scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I guess they would have already had it from Man of Steel, wouldn't they? Because they already had that suit made. Yeah.
Exactly, but obviously if they showed the black and silver suit in the Batman v Superman, it would have spoiled the fact that he dies in the movie pretty much. You know what I mean? Because obviously comic book fans would be like, "Oh, you're gonna die in the movie."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's what, isn't it?
But, I mean, the scenes with him were the best scenes in the movie, in my opinion.
That scene where
I heard that it was 10 minutes. I heard there was 10 minutes like of Superman in the movie. So I'm very surprised that you guys actually did like it.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess it's that cliched thing where like less is more in a way, where it feels like they did like a little with Superman, but the stuff they did was really impactful. The stuff they did with him was really impactful, in my opinion. Because I liked that, which was my favorite scene in the entire movie. After Superman's been kind of revived and he talks to Lois and his mum, where Superman kind of he goes back to the Kryptonian ship, or was it the Fortress of Solitude? It was the ship, wasn't it? Where he goes.
No, he goes to the ship. He goes to the ship.
It's the ship. When he goes to the ship and he's walking past, and then you hear Jonathan Kent, and Jor-El kind of going back and forth talking to Superman. And we hear past lines from Man of Steel, and were there any from BVS? Mm-hmm. I don't think Jor-El was in.
I think it was just Man of Steel.
Yeah, I think it was just Man of Steel. And then they kind of showed Superman's like Earth suit pretty much, which is his red and blue suit on the left, and they showed Jor-El's on the right, and then Superman walks past both of them, and then he sees the black and grey suit, obviously. And I thought that was like, in terms of thematically what that presented, because obviously I was scared that they'll just give him the black suit just because, you know, people have been asking for it. But I liked that they had a reason for it, where it was kind of like, at least the way I interpreted it, where we got to see the kind of Earth side of Superman in BVS, where it's like people don't really like Superman because they're kind of scared of him and scared of his power. But then also in Man of Steel, we saw the Kryptonian side when Zod and Feora and them like were all fighting him, but obviously he kills his own people. Kills Zod and then kills a bunch of humans in the process. So I liked how they kind of had it that Jor-El represented Krypton, Jonathan Kent represented Earth, but then when you kind of mash those two suits together, you get the black and grey one, and then Superman had to kind of mash together his Kryptonian ideals, I guess, and his Earth ideals to become like the perfect Superman.
That's interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah, that's what I really liked about it. I thought that was like at least the reason why they did that suit.
It was.
Go on, Sid.
It was cool because obviously that was, I don't know if you saw the teasers for it when they did like a teaser of each character, and they had like the voices over. Did you watch it?
No. When they had the trailers for each character.
Yeah, because they had like voices on top of the characters. I thought that was a really cool effect.
I saw. But was the first one they did for Batman, or was it?
They did for every character. Yeah, they did. But obviously, you can't do that in the movie. But the fact that they did it for the Superman one, because I think it was the exact same one.
Yeah, they did it for every character. I saw like one of them. I think it might have been Batman's one, and then I thought I don't want to watch these because like I don't, just in case they show a bit too much. So I didn't watch them. But what did they?
I think that effect worked mostly for Superman because obviously I think that was really cool that they got that. They used that trailer wasn't just a trailer thing; it was actually in the movie, like the voices in Superman's head, not just for every other character. Because I think it works better for Superman.
Yeah.
That because after rewatching the past two movies, like in the space of a couple of days, you get to see more of the, like you said, thematic stuff, and you see how this Superman's very influenced by his dad. He's very influenced by his dad. Batman v Superman, even when he makes the wrong decision, to some Superman fans, is like people like you saying, or not people like you, but like how Superman is. He doesn't believe in the human race anymore. He doesn't believe in the human race anymore. You know how he falls out of love with he feels like nobody can be good in this world anymore, and he uses his dad to, like, as a point of reference to why he makes that decision. Because even though his dad's dead, he still almost brings him back to life in that, that scene where he's talking to him in the ice. And he's saying that, you save people you save people for your farm, but you kill other people elsewhere. In the flood goes to the other side, and you kill more people. So he's basically using his dad's words to, like, say that even though you're saving people, you're killing long-term consequences of your actions, and obviously that's Batman v Superman. That's why he makes his decision to kill himself almost, that's why he makes his decision to not to kill himself, but to fight Batman in the first place.
Oh yeah.
To fight Batman and
go on.
Because I'm making it sound more confusing than it is.
No, that's fine. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, he uses that to inform his decisions a lot at the time. And so it makes sense that in this movie as well, that not just in Batman v Superman where he makes almost the wrong decision to stop believing in humanity, now in this movie he starts believing in humanity again and be the Superman that we all want to be. And that's by him always using Jor-El's and Jonathan's talking about, about who he wants to become. Because obviously Man of Steel, you think Jonathan's just talking about depressing, like, oh, you should keep your powers in secret. But obviously, at the end of that movie, you find out that Jonathan did have a dream of him being accepted, eventually being accepted, and now he can be accepted. He is accepted finally in this movie because obviously he sacrificed.
That was one of my kind of issues that I didn't really like from Man of Steel, was the way Jonathan Kent was. I wasn't like the biggest fan of that, especially when he just like lets himself kind of die. And instead of letting Clark save him, because I thought the whole point of that before was that he's Superman, he's got all these extraordinary powers, but he can't save his dad because his dad usually dies from like a heart attack or something. So it's like he might have all these powers, but he can't control death. But in Man of Steel, I thought he could have easily saved him. But that's like the issue with Man of Steel.
That was a bit. To be fair, that was a bit of an issue for me as well. But thematically, in terms of him realizing that his dad wanted to keep his powers at bay, but by the end of Man of Steel, he realizes he did want him to be an inspiration, but obviously he was more pessimistic than Jor-El. But in this movie, in Justice League, it's obviously the voiceover makes it sound, it's used for more positive effects. It's becoming the Superman we all know and love. And that's what I
loved about it. Yeah, that's what I loved about it, where obviously you see Jor-El's suit, you see the red and blue suit, and obviously, especially with the colour of Jor-El's suit as well, it's kind of like a greyish, like black sort of colour. So when you fuse those two together,
I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah, when you fuse those two together, so you fuse like his Kryptonian suit and his Earth suit, fuse them together, you kind of get like a grey and you get his normal suit, but in like colours that are closer to Jor-El's suit. So it's kind of like representing both sides of Superman, showing that he needs both sides to become the true Superman, which I thought was really interesting.
And obviously he's regaining his identity because obviously he's got a bit of amnesia, so he's trying to realise who he is again, and that's who he is.
Yeah, so I thought that was really good, and the fact that
all that from one scene as well.
And then obviously
that shows how good it is.
The great moment where Superman kind of puts his hand down and then opens it up, and the dirt kind of floats around it, and then he flies up and recreating the scene from Man of Steel with the same music, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Which I've always loved that scene in Man. Like, even though I don't love Man of Steel, I do love that scene. So them recreating that was like really satisfying, and that kind of like got me out of my seat and like being really happy with that. But I just loved that whole scene with Superman. And then
I think Zack Snyder's like what he did well with Superman is that even though Superman had like very little time in the movie, like something like 10 minutes, all the scenes he had were really meaningful, like especially at the start as well. Is like proper significant, how like that scream that he lets out when he dies, and they highlight how significant that is in obviously awakening the mother boxes, and how that's crucial to the plot as well.
And how
so
it
I think
like
Zack
spread
Snyder
across the
did really
whole
well on that.
like world,
yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
Exactly, and it makes previous movies better, just like almost cinematic. That's the power of cinematic storytelling.
That's the
like
thing, yeah,
universes. It makes Batman v Superman a bit, because if you like this movie, then it connects more to Batman v Superman, so it'll make it better for most people's eyes, you know.
Yeah, because even though
if you don't like it that much.
Yeah, even though I didn't really like Jonathan Kent in Man of Steel, I did enjoy like the fact that they brought back his voice and kind of used it to.
Exactly.
Like especially that line. I don't even think that was in Man of Steel. Was it when Jonathan Kent says "Fly, son," and then he goes up and like launches up into the air?
Does he not say that?
I don't think he does. As far as
he says "Fly, son" in Justice League.
It was either him or Jor-El. One of them says "Fly, son," and then he flies up and goes. So I thought that was one of them definitely says it.
Yeah, because at the end of Man of Steel, they do talk about how John did have a dream of him being Superman. So it was a bit, obviously most of the movie was very like hide your powers, hide your this, and obviously it's more like reinforced over here.
Yeah.
Because obviously Superman's being a full superhero, whereas obviously Man of Steel at the end is more him just being Clark Kent, like, oh, I'm in the Daily Planet now.
Yeah.
So you don't see that true effect. Now you see the true sequel almost. Superman being Superman now.
Yeah, and then speaking of Superman being Superman, when he comes back and obviously Steppenwolf's about to hit Cyborg in the back of the head, we see him obviously appear in front of the axe thing, and then he grabs it and says, "I'm not impressed," which I thought that was a bit of a strange line. I don't know if... Do you think that was better than what he said in the Whedon version, where he's like... that line was kind of weird as well, where he was like... what does he say? He says, "I like truth, but I'm also a big fan of justice."
To be fair, I didn't find that bad. To be fair, that line itself. Well, what did he say in Justice League when he reveals himself?
In the new one.
Yeah.
He says, "I'm not impressed." I thought that as a...
No, I think it's a lot more. I think it's a lot more Superman-like though. Like he's
saying it like a playful way. Yeah.
So he's
it suits this Superman more. It suits this Superman more because obviously it was like they wanted a huge shift to be like, oh, I'm more about truth and justice. It's like that Luke Skywalker line. Oh, lightsabers. It's very safe.
That was so stupid. In the Rise of Skywalker,
it's not bad. It's not bad by itself, but in the context of what's happened before, it's a bit like this is clearly studio interference.
Yeah, are you on about when Luke was like a Jedi's weapon deserves more respect?
Exactly like that. That by itself is it's fine line. It's just like I stand for truth and justice. It's fine line, but in the context of this Superman, I guess. Yeah, I'm not impressed is a more fitting line, and I think it's a better reveal here because Superman I didn't expect Superman to actually come over and actually like stop, because the hammer's just going down, and then it just lands on Superman's shoulder. And that was really cool. That was really shocking,
especially with the original one. The way they did it, it was like, okay, we know Superman's gonna come now because. Like the Justice League are all getting beat up, and it's kind of the cliche thing where they're all like losing, so then the big bad superhero is going to come and kill them all, or kill all the bad guys. And that's one thing I liked a lot more about this is Superman wasn't just here as a get out of jail free card for the Justice League. The other members of the Justice League were doing important things as well.
Exactly, he comes back protecting Cyborg already, so he's already working with the team. He's already getting, even though he doesn't know who these people are, he's still like trying to learn what's going on.
And I did like the thing with Superman that they kind of showed his impact on this universe more, where there was a scene where Flash and Cyborg are digging up the grave, and then instead of making a stupid Pet Cemetery joke like we were talking about earlier, Sid,
oh my god,
they had a
great joke, mate. What you mean, mate?
Top tier Joss Whedon writing right there, or whoever the hell made that. But I liked the scene they had in this version where Barry was like, he was my hero, because obviously like we get to see Superman obviously in BVS we see everyone kind of just hates Superman, but we see that there were also people who were supporting him this whole time, and it's nice to see someone who obviously had that kind of love for Superman, and kind of the same way that a lot of fans do, where obviously for some fans like when they're kids and stuff, Superman probably was their hero, so I guess people could like see through the Flash like that.
Yeah, and it was small scenes like that, just not just that scene, but small scenes obviously allowed more to breathe with these 4 hours. And you see like that's what you invested, not just because of the big action scenes, you invested because you like the characters, and you can only like the characters when you get to know them and they get interacting with each other like in small ways. And it was in that same scene, like small scenes, like small stuff you think is small, but in the movie it makes a big difference to a character and how much you give a crap by the end,
Yeah.
So you have Wonder Woman and Aquaman just talking about how like I didn't know the exact line, but it was like just talking about how their cultures maybe clash, like Amazon's not supposed to like Atlanteans and stuff like that, but maybe we're more similar than you think, you know, it's like small stuff like that, slipping it in there, so you connecting the characters, you get them getting to go through those, like, oh, okay, we might be different, but eventually we have to work together, we have to learn to know each other.
Yeah, I thought it was all great, that stuff. But yeah, Superman obviously comes and beats up Steppenwolf. We had a great scene where Superman was wailing on the guy, just punching him in the face and shooting him with the heat vision and punching him more.
That was a bit too fair. They kept that from the other movie, but yeah, it works. It works though. It just works.
It was really good. But then obviously we have the whole scene with Superman and the Justice League beat Steppenwolf together, which I thought was a lot better this time. I guess that's pretty much all I have to say on Superman. I just loved him. But
it's weird because we spoke the most about him. We spoke a lot of time about him. Why not?
Yeah, because
he has the least amount.
Yeah, that is pretty true. To be fair, he was my favorite character in the movie. Yet he had the least amount of screen time, which is pretty crazy. But I guess that's just the way things turned out. I suppose. After that, next on the cast list, Amy Adams is Lois Lane. A bit more to do in this one. They had the scene.
I like how she's not used as, you know, the part where Superman's brought back to life and then Batman's bringing the big guns over. I liked it. They took that out, which is good. I'm glad that thing just wasn't there, because that was just awful. Because, oh god, I'm just glad that wasn't there.
That original movie is, it's one word I can just use to describe it is weird. It's so strange. Like,
it's just like, I didn't expect, like, after the first half an hour, I was like, it's already better than, like, it's already more developed.
And it's paced a lot better and everything,
It's crazy. It's crazy to me, man. It's crazy how they can cut out some of these scenes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But, Lois was decent in the movie. They had the scene where she had the pregnancy test in the drawer, which I thought was kind of interesting, because that's like...
I didn't notice that.
You know, when she takes out the press pass sort of thing, and then she, like, walks into the bathroom or whatever. This is, like, just before they're going to resurrect Superman. But yeah, she has a pregnancy test, so I was thinking, did she go and obviously...
No, she has, at the end, she's holding a baby basket when Batman says congratulations to Superman. I don't know if
my god.
That. I didn't see that part.
Maybe I was just too excited to just...
Yeah. But
I missed that last night. I was reading something on Instagram and there's someone screenshotted it. She's holding a baby basket thing. And that's why Batman says congratulations, by the way, to Superman.
I didn't know. Cause I knew because I saw the pregnancy test thing, but I was thinking, because that's obviously
small stuff like that as well. Like, they do this in the Avengers as well, where it's like little, like, nods and like how Captain America to Spider-Man's like, oh, Queens, you're from Queens, or I like that. It's like stuff like that. You get similar vibes, like, in terms of like team building and character moments, small character moments that you come to appreciate.
Yeah, unlike Joss Whedon's version of Justice League, it doesn't feel like a rip-off of the Avengers or like some kind of...
Exactly.
It's like its own distinct style.
Exactly. It shows that you can recreate the magic of a superhero team, but without just directly copying what, you know what I mean? You're trying to force it too much by just letting the characters breathe. You forget, just make the characters good. Just, you know what I mean? That's what makes Marvel so good, because the characters you relate to, the characters you like, they're comic accurate as well. Simple as that. Yeah. Simple as that.
But, the stuff with Lois is pretty interesting. Obviously setting up Injustice, which, I mean, I assume that's what they were setting up, trying to turn Superman evil with all that.
When she's dead, the dead body. You know about?
Yeah, and
then he's holding.
Also, when Lois has obviously the fact that she's getting pregnant in Injustice, I think she dies as Superman's child. Like,
obviously, I didn't know. I forgot about how Clark wanted to marry Lois. I remembered. Like, I got to remember that. I forgot about that being Batman v Superman, and they carried it on here. Of course.
Yeah.
That was cool.
But yeah, the stuff with Lois is pretty interesting. Next character on the list is Wonder Woman. I'm just happy to see another good Wonder Woman thing again after the travesty that was Wonder Woman 1984. I'll take anything.
Yeah, the first 40 minutes will please anybody that liked Wonder Woman 84. That's basically a Wonder Woman sequel, like, in a great way. Yeah. Very good. Amazons have done really well. The music, the soundtrack for Wonder Woman is fantastic.
That was the thing that
sometimes they do overuse it a little bit sometimes, but it's so you can tell why, because it's just such a good tune.
Yeah, because they did. That's what I was about to say. Like, I did like it, but it was used a lot. Like, literally every time she showed up, it was like, let's just play this music. Which,
but I do like how it was a new tune. It was a new tune they were overusing, at least. It was like a new, like, it was very good.
I think that new one was better. The old one just gets, like, so repetitive.
Me too. I agree with you. It's much better.
Especially because I don't like BVS, and it's using BVS as well. It's that part. And because it just reminds me of Doomsday, and it's I don't like Doomsday.
You gotta love Doomsday, man.
It looks like someone got a plate and then just stuck their thumbs in.
I like Doomsday. I like Doomsday. I don't like the cave troll from Lord of the Rings pretending to be Doomsday. But
I wish he grew the little horns more.
Yeah.
But that's another.
But the stuff with Wonder Woman was really good. They had the scene where she saves all the like in the R-rated version. Obviously, we hate them swearing a lot more. But what does the what does the guy say? The one who was like gonna shoot the kids or whatever. I don't remember. He said something. He said the F word. I know that. I don't remember what he said. But
I get it. That scene was much more. Introduction.
It was a lot more. It was like more extended and like fleshed out kind of. And I like the scene where Wonder Woman's talking to the kid, and the kid's like, "Can I be like you?" And then she's like, "You can be anything you want to be." I was like, "Okay, that's Wonder Woman." Like that.
That's hopeful. That's like whatever. Like people say Zack Snyder's depressing too much, but come on, he gets Wonder Woman. He gets Superman when he wants to.
Not weird
when
Wonder
people
Woman
want.
from like Wonder Woman 84, who's like being super selfish and like sleeping with random guys. That was like that aren't Steve Trevor, but she thinks it is. It was the less said about that movie, the better. Let's just forget that. Wonder Woman was good. And
also liked Wonder Woman and Steppenwolf's like relationship, like they're talking to each other. Like Steppenwolf's trying to get to Wonder Woman, like, oh, why would you leave your sisters behind for these puny little people? I think that was a very good, like little battle going on there. I think that was very good dialogue.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And then also the stuff with Wonder Woman with the Amazon fight. One kind of little nitpick I sort of had, which I mean it's not that big of a deal. I felt like the fight inside Themyscira when Steppenwolf goes and like starts fighting all the Amazons. I felt like it could have been cut a little bit shorter. I felt like it went on for like a little bit too long, but that's like me really nitpicking.
There's a few scenes in this movie that are like that cough the Flash, but we'll get that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but
I understand what you're trying to say. It was thinking about it, yeah. Because I'm literally watching them start the movie. I'm just like, bloody hell, this is very much a Wonder Woman movie. How long is this for?
Yeah, because I was thinking like, okay, I want the Justice League. I know it's 4 hours, but come on. Look,
the Flash is not introduced yet. Like Cyborg's not here. Like bloody hell, but it worked out. It worked.
Yeah, but speaking of Cyborg, he's the next character on the list. Cyborg. Ray Fisher was had a good reason to be annoyed when they cut a lot of him out in the original movie.
Yeah, even watching that original movie, I'm like that introduction scene in the original Justice League. I'm like, oh, this is a cool character. This guy. He looks tormented.
Let's hope they go somewhere with this. Oh, wait, they don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Can't wait to see the flashbacks to actually explain who the hell this guy is.
Yeah.
Nothing
happened.
Which we
never get. Yeah. But,
and here, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
They did so much more with Cyborg, and especially like the thing that I liked was he had like a personal stake in the fight at the end because obviously because of Steppenwolf, his dad died. So, which in the theatrical version that doesn't happen. His dad's just kind of there at the end to give him the C on his chest. I remember people also were getting annoyed before this came out that they didn't have him say "booyah." I didn't really remember when I was watching the movie, to be honest, because he was a boy. I'll take.
Yeah, go
on.
It's more important for the character to actually be important and be comic book accurate. That's comic book accurate. That is Cyborg. That is Cyborg.
Yeah, I was literally going to say that. Like, I think that I'd take a lot more character development over some weird like.
And he's not going to say booyah when this whole thing is like him dealing with the struggle of him being Cyborg and his dad's dead, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's not going to be like
end,
booyah.
Him obviously embracing being Cyborg and
by the end of the movie,
that I thought that was a good like fulfilling character arc.
And I like the bit where he's like looking at the money and he's like looking at all the banks and he gives that woman
the
more
poor
money
woman, because the poor again. It's that same thing you were saying about hope. Like I think each Justice League member in this movie has a scene where they kind of like whether it's big or small, they do bring some hope or some kind of like heroicness to a different not just regular people.
Exactly.
Which I
like. You
like.
can tell he has a good heart underneath all that darkness,
Yeah.
which is similar to Superman, similar to Batman, similar to Wonder Woman even. He's similar to everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zack Snyder said he was the heart of the movie, and you could really see why. The epilogue as well, all the narration by his dad as well.
Yeah, which fit really well. I thought that fit a lot better than I think in the theatrical version it was Lois's voiceover. I think that when they had the scene like where Superman rips his shirt open to reveal the suit underneath. Which they kept, by the way. I really like that. Speaking of Superman again, but I really like they kept that. But Ray Fisher, fair play to you, man. I mean, he did a good job as Cyborg.
Is that his first film? I think that's his first film he's ever done, like proper, like big film.
I think so. I'm gonna look this up now.
He had so much content. He had so much content. This movie.
They just cut out. Yeah, it was. But it's the first.
But it wasn't like the movie trying to justify. Oh, this is why Cyborg's important.
Yeah.
Like he was already. It felt like you gave a crap in it. You gave a crap.
I hope even like obviously with him like going after Joss Whedon so hard, I hope that he gets more work after that because I mean he was really good in this. So I mean
he's very good.
I'd be shocked if a lot of studios did like go to him for roles because of all the stuff he's been like doing recently. I think they might think he's more of a liability, but I'd still want him to get more roles. I think he's really good in this movie. But,
I want to see him in more movies, and I'm not even like a Cyborg fan. Like this, like you've done a good job of introducing a character when you're like, I want to see more of this guy. I want to see more movies with this guy. This guy's got more character development to go. Let's go. Let's continue.
The next character was it was Aquaman. I didn't dislike Aquaman. I was a bit neutral on Aquaman in this. You know, like, I didn't really think he was that much of a standout.
Yeah, I expected him to be a bit irrelevant bit in this movie because we've already got his movie already, and in this movie it's a bit like. He's not quite become the king yet, so it's like he's just there to be the cool guy. But he's very much a cool.
I think the original intention for like the lack of Aquaman in the original Justice League was just to set up his movie,
and also because his movie was going to come
like cut as well.
Like his movie was still going to come a year after. Even with this version, like if this version was to release in cinemas in 2017, so
they do well. Like if they were say if we just forget about Aquaman even being released and say it was getting released next year, they do well to set it up in this anyway. Like we do get some development between him and
because we had other
character.
With Volko. I was about to say we have other characters from Aquaman's universe like Volko, and these days a controversial character Mira, because of Amber Heard. That's like a whole separate thing. I don't want to go into that, but the fact that they had Mira in the movie and Volko was obviously just adding to Aquaman's universe, which is supposed to be setting up his solo movie. But I thought that stuff was pretty.
No, and you could tell he was very he was very pessimistic towards like his mom and stuff like that. So when he's like, oh, what a saint she was then, he's like very sarcastic. That was very cool. And but to be fair, he mainly was there to be just a cool guy in the group, but he was more than that. He added to the small moments of just his small interactions with the League just added to the whole this is a team. Is a team.
I think Aquaman was the character who got the least amount of changes done to him because I feel like he was pretty much the same as he was in the theatrical one in this. And
I don't think he was bad in the theatrical one. I think
he wasn't really a problem.
I think they kept the cool scenes, but they added a few more of the whole talking to like other characters to just trying to get to know each other. That just adds a little bit more.
The only things that I thought were, this is strange. What was it? The lady who was sniffing his shirt? That was like...
We spoke about this a lot. Since yesterday.
They do that sometimes to show like, if it's like someone you know, like his wife or girl, I'm assuming, so it must be like a girlfriend.
But wasn't Mira supposed to be his girlfriend?
I think that lady was worshipping him. That's what I think.
Oh yeah. That's a good point because obviously...
The lady was
in the Nightmare, they love each other. Yeah. But in this, I felt like in present day, they didn't like each other. So I don't know what's going on.
It was just a weird. The music when they started singing as well, that was a bit weird. I was like, okay, what's going on here?
I think they were worshipping him because he brings fish and all that sort of stuff.
So he's just a worshipper. It's not someone who likes him.
I don't think.
I guess I don't know. Well, to worship someone, you have to like him, right?
Movie, there is like a relationship developed between Arthur and Mira, so
I'm assuming that by the time the Nightmare scene happens, then obviously they would have developed a relationship like fighting Darkseid. They'll be like, oh yes, let's create a relationship.
That's why Mira was so like aggressive in the Nightmare scene.
She's like, I'm gonna kill that bastard.
Let the bastard come.
It was cool. It was cool to see her there. I forgot she was gonna be. I forgot that she would have been involved. Might have been involved.
I knew that was gonna happen because it got leaked. I knew that was gonna happen.
Did you?
Yeah. Which I wasn't like with this movie because we'd obviously with Kevin Smith had pretty much like described what was gonna happen in the movie. I wasn't really that concerned with leaks, to be honest.
But it was cool because it was almost like its own. It was like an alternate Justice League almost, with like a few villains in there, female Aqua person and people you already know. That was cool. That was a cool little team they made there. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, Aquaman stuff was alright. Also, the choice of music on the part when just the choice of music in certain scenes in general was a bit weird in the first like hour. I'd say it was very like. What did you guys think of the soundtrack overall? Did you like it?
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit dodgy at times.
I thought like the second half, I thought it was really good, especially like when they use it for certain scenes with like Superman and Batman, like even Batman's introduction scene. But it sounded like they took parts of the 1989 theme and sort of mixed it in there. But yeah, the music choice on some parts was very, very weird. It was like
what?
Like when Aquaman's kind of like, and I know this is like Zack Snyder's like, I guess this is the music he kind of likes. But you know the part when Aquaman is like drinking the alcohol and he like throws the bottle on the floor and they're playing that weird song. I was like, okay, that's a bit weird. And then also like the scene where Lois is walking with the coffee and then they play similar music to that. And then with the part we were talking about when the lady was sniffing his shirt or whatever, she started singing. That was a bit strange, but I don't know. The music it wasn't bad, especially towards the end. It was actually really good. But I think a lot of the stuff
go on.
I'm
glad they used it. I'm glad they changed some of the music from the original because you know the Superman scene where he's fighting Flash and you have that whole like they're trying to copy the Christopher Reeve thing.
Yeah.
The tune. They get rid of that and make it more and fits more with the tone of the movie. Darker, more stakes are here.
Yeah.
Superman's alive. What's going to happen? You've just seen a crazy future flashback of. I want to talk about this one because that was the point where my jaw was on the floor.
Okay, yeah, that was a big part. Yeah, that's
in
a
my
good point to bring up. The scene where are you on about the scene where Cyborg has the vision of the future? Where we see, oh god, that was interesting because I also made me happy as well because we see obviously some repurposed footage from Man of Steel, which where they kind of took a shot of Superman.
The way they did that was very well done.
Yeah, where they took a shot of Superman from Man of Steel, turned his suit black, and put Darkseid like kind of on his shoulder.
It's like if you don't watch Man of Steel recently, you might just get tricked and be like, "This is new footage."
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Good. You know, to be honest,
exactly.
I didn't even realize because I haven't seen Man of Steel in like 2 years.
Yeah, I've seen Man of Steel quite like a good amount of time, so I realized it. But it was well done, and also the fact that scene where they like showed Darkseid and he was sitting, he looked so badass when he was sitting there with his hand like on his chin, just kind of like sitting there like I'm gonna destroy everything pretty much. And then we see him obviously touch Superman's shoulder, hinting at evil Superman.
He's just standing there behind him as he's crying like and I like how it's like a burnt corpse, so you don't quite tell who is he crying over. You know what I mean? But obviously you can assume it's Lois Lane. And he's just standing there. He's got his hand over him. And it keeps it ambiguous because he could be controlling him. You could use him because obviously the next bit he's flying and floating above the Justice League.
The Hall of Justice.
Everything rubble. And I like how they added it because they didn't show that in the trailer. Obviously they showed it in the movie.
Yeah, they CGI'd Superman out of that scene, didn't they? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And they CGI'd out Green Lantern. Is that Hal Jordan? I think is that Hal Jordan? Dead body there.
The dead Green Lantern on the floor.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Obviously, with a destroyed Hall of Justice, where I mean, as I said, I'm not like the biggest fan of Evil Superman, but that scene was cool because obviously it's not actually happening, so I can like, it's like the thing they want to avoid, where they're showing like
again, the future. It's not just showing it. It's very cool as well. It's at the same time, it's like, oh, you're just showing a cool future thing, but it's also raising the stakes because the Flash is good. Just Cyborg's like, oh crap, this might happen if Flash brings back Superman, and it's happening right now. It's too late. Flash is already brought him back, so that raises the stakes more and connects it all.
Also, I think that kind of explains as well. Do you remember that scene where Cyborg's like defense system just starts trying to kill Superman? I thought that was a bit weird.
Oh, you
original.
Think that's why?
Yeah, I think that could be part of it because I think in the original, obviously that whole vision wasn't even there. Like he just does it because the plot requires him. We need Superman to fight the Justice League.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, I feel like that could be part of it. Yeah. I mean, I know this.
Because obviously the computer's like a mother box.
Yeah.
That's why.
And I know they said something about like his adrenaline level spiking or something, but I think it could be.
Was it?
Could be that, yeah.
Looking back, that does explain it a bit. Yeah. Yeah, but the mother box is used a lot to give information to people.
Yeah.
Like it gives Steppenwolf the knowledge of the anti-life equation. Yeah, I guess he only needs 2 of them to know about the anti-life equation.
Yeah, and
it's a MacGuffin, but you always need MacGuffins in movie, and the way they develop
it's no different than the Infinity Stones being MacGuffins in my eyes. It's like the same sort of.
Yeah, exactly. Just a cool cosmic thing.
And especially when they actually explained what the Unity would do in this version, unlike the theatrical one, where it's just like Steppenwolf just wants to mash these boxes together because we need the Justice League to fight him for some reason. Or at least we find out why in this one. But after
Does he want to wait? If the unity happens, does it control everyone? Or
it turns everyone.
It doesn't just kill everyone.
Yeah,
it
turns everyone into Darkseid's minions, which I assume is what was happening to Superman. Probably it turns all life on Earth into Superman.
Or what does it mean? Does it mean like parademons?
I think it's the parademons.
I think, yeah, probably.
Wonder Woman
because the anti-life equation could do the same thing, can't it?
Yeah, well,
but that's to everybody. That's obviously everybody in the multiverse. I like how they mentioned multiverse. That was very good.
Yeah,
there as well.
That was good. Yeah, that whole scene was really good where they replaced Steppenwolf from the theatrical one with Darkseid, and then we see him like cut the Green Lantern's hand off, and the rig flies away, which I assume is setting up the Green Lantern.
Yeah, there was lots of blood. There's quite a few. Like they didn't have like too much blood for the sake of it, but when they used it, it's very hard hitting.
I'm surprised.
I don't think they used enough blood for an R-rated movie.
I'm surprised it was rated R because it didn't really seem like it was that gory.
Yeah, because the first blood comes in like an hour into the film. It's like, oh crap, it is 15. It is 15 rated. You know.
I don't think anything in this is more violent than anything in like a Star Wars movie though, because we see people in Star Wars get their heads cut off and their hands cut off, and that's like. I mean, I guess the head Steppenwolf gets his head stepped on by Darkseid at the end. But we'll get to that afterwards. The next character in the list is Flash. What do you guys think of Flash? I think the silence speaks more than words do. I still wasn't really that on board with Flash in the movie, to be honest. I mean, towards the end, I thought he got some really good moments, especially when he reversed time and brought everyone back. But before that, it was still the same to me.
He's still very much the comic relief. He's still very much comic relief.
Yeah,
which is good. You need levity, but
they had that.
Some of the jokes are better, to be fair. I think some of the jokes are better, to be fair.
But they had that scene. They had the bloody introduction scene where he's trying to get the job at the pet shop, and then he starts touching Iris, even though he's never met her in his life. It's very creepy and disturbing.
No, they have met. Surely, because they're looking at each other like we know each other.
No, but I thought they were just kind of. I didn't think so. Yeah, I thought they were just looking at each other because I don't know, like he kind of just bumped into her.
Nah. I think I'm assuming. No, you gotta be assuming that. I think they just know each other. I think they got to know each other before.
I don't know, man. It didn't seem like that to me.
There's nothing. They should have made it a bit more clear, to be fair. But I mean, it just starts like.
If I'm being optimistic, maybe they did, but that was weird. I don't know.
No, because obviously, as an introduction scene, it's a bit like, can you just save her before you like start punching her hair?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean?
And it's not like she knows what's going on. He thinks he's moving super fast, so it's kind of like. It's like, do you remember that part in Incredibles at the beginning when they showed the newspaper? They say the guy's being a peeping Tom, like looking through the window with his X-ray vision. It was kind of like that, but he was actually like using his powers to like be a pervert. It was kind of weird, but I don't know. That scene was very strange.
Especially when he touched the sausage, I was like, "What's going on here?" What's going on here? But to be fair, they explained that bit. That was the best part when at the end he's like, oh, it turns out he just got the sausage for the dogs. He was just working for the job. That was a good bit. That was a good payoff. But apart from that, it was a bit weird. It was like a Quicksilver.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to do a Quicksilver scene, but like a bit worse.
And again, another weird choice of music. I don't know what they were doing with the music on that scene. It was very strange. But I don't know.
I don't know. I need to be watching, but I thought this music was decent. I guess I think it would have worked better in the scene that wasn't as weird.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, that's probably
like
true.
More dramatic.
But
and it was I think might have been too early in the movie. I think they could have used that music maybe later.
Yeah, to have that be the Flash's introduction was very strange, at least to me. But
he got better. He got much better as the movie went on. Much more serious. Much more obviously it's a mini cow talk, not the best cow talk, but bringing back his dad's words. Coming back at the end there again.
I did like
similar to Superman.
I did like the final scene with the Flash where he kind of reverses time. That was really cool. But
the good effect there.
Yeah, Flash was just same Ezra Miller Flash. I mean, that's what I'm kind of scared for the Flash movie. But then again, I guess that's not.
Do you feel like he's too goofy? Is that what the problem is?
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
what's the problem really?
I feel like he's just kind of like, I don't want to say too childish, but it feels like he's like. I don't know. It feels like they're kind of flanderizing the Flash, where he's just kind of, like you said, he's just like kind of a one-note character where he's just a comic relief. Yeah, like you say, like a fanboy sort of character. He seems more like a fanboy of the Justice League than someone who is like an equal to them. Because obviously, in the animated series, he's like jokey and stuff, but he still stands like shoulder to shoulder with the rest of the Justice League in terms of being an equal.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, if they continue that storyline, maybe he can become more of a learn to become more of that character. That's why I liked a bit of the hinting towards like. I like the scenes with his dad when his dad was like, "Are you really gonna like forget about me? Why are you just getting these jobs after jobs after jobs?"
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell he was like almost like his jokey facade.
Yeah,
was like going. He's like, you tell like, oh, like this is like real stuff now.
Yeah,
like I got maybe he's trying to deny the fact he keeps on denying the fact that no, I still want to, because obviously Barry Allen wants to solve the murder. He wants to get him out of prison, but is that holding him back?
It's my same kind
when he was hanging out with his dad.
Yeah.
When he's hanging out with his dad, it's more nuanced, it's more complex.
It's my same kind of issue with it's my same kind of issue with the MCU Spider-Man, where I feel like he should he should sort of be a character who's standing like as equals to the Avengers, but he's just kind of like downplayed and like he's kind of like treated like a baby compared to them, which I don't really like.
I guess you could argue that's the point. You could argue
you could.
The point is
it's just
that
the fact
he
that
isn't as developed.
Yeah, I just don't like that point. Like for now, at least. Obviously, if they develop it, fair enough. But I thought they would develop Spider-Man into that, but that still hasn't happened yet to me. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's another conversation.
Yeah,
but
so
they are trying to make him they're almost trying to make him the Spider-Man of the group. To be fair, of the Justice League. To be.
Mm-hmm. But Flash was Flash. So that's pretty much all I have to say on him. Next character was, even though he's only in the movie for that one scene, was Lex. He's still just being Jesse Eisenberg, but they did set up obviously the Batman movie with him, and it was, I guess that was about it. That's pretty much all Lex does in the movie. He didn't really have any other scenes with him.
I think Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor, isn't as bad as people say, I think he's alright.
I think he's written well, but because they have Jesse Eisenberg playing him, it kind of switches like the way certain lines should be read or should be seen. The way he plays him.
I think it's the other way around,
You think?
I think it's the other way around. I
think so?
I think it's like when in Batman v Superman, some scenes it's a bit too much. Like you're making too many noises now. Like I don't understand why.
That was what I was about to say. I don't understand why he was like that. He kind of reminded me
forcing it.
The Riddler from Batman.
The one scene that stood out exactly. It was too just off-putting. It was like laughable.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't, you know what I mean. But when he's actually explaining his plan to people and he's being more like a bit more serious, like he's being happy, but almost psychotic happy. Like I'm fulfilling the plan.
Yeah.
And he's not making weird noises. I think it works. Like I know it's not a Batman v Superman review, but that scene, the best scene, the scene that made me be like, this Lex Luthor is actually not that bad. Is like when he's explaining to Superman how he's kidnapped Martha, and you have to go and get to Batman. And I think that scene was fantastic because he was like, he was less making weird noises and start like he was still very excited and like happy, but he was like very psychotic, being like the witch is your mom. What do we do to gods? The kind of cannot be all powerful, and him like loving the fact that Superman was under his control, and you can see the way he'd been waiting for this his whole life. You could tell.
Mm-hmm.
So when he's explaining his plan and stuff, I think he can be a good Lex Luthor. But obviously, he doesn't have many scenes in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Only the post-credit scene, and I think post-credit scene's alright as well.
Yeah.
When he's not making weird noises.
I think
and he's just explaining who he is.
But I get the feeling that if this was released in cinemas back in 2017, I think the movie would have ended on the scene, before the epilogue title card, where they had all the Justice League standing there, and Superman was kind of at the front, like, leading them, but it was when they'd won. And then it like cuts to black, and then it says epilogue. I think the movie would have ended there. They would have had two post-credit scenes. One being the scene with Lex and Deathstroke, and then the other one being the scene with Bruce and Martian Manhunter, which we'll get to in a bit. But let's go.
You think Martian Manhunter was planned the whole time?
I think so.
For that set. Because I heard that it was supposed to be Green Lantern instead going to his house.
Oh, was it? Okay. I think that scene was probably written.
But that's why I heard that.
There might have been like.
It might have been like just written about.
Yeah. Because
that scene was definitely filmed in 2021.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, you can tell by looking at Ben Affleck.
Like, skinny.
Yeah. Mm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But two good scenes, two good post-credit scenes, if they would.
But then after Lex, who else is here? Alfred. We talked about Alfred. Martha. We pretty much talked about Martha as well with the stuff with Superman. What were we going to say? Go on.
No, I was just saying Martha.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just the less we say about that movie, the better. No, man, right.
Okay.
Screw that, man. I'm just gonna move on.
Jokes aside.
Yeah.
Jokes aside.
Yeah.
Jokes aside. I kind of wish Martian Manhunter wasn't the one talking to Lois. I think that was a good dialogue scene.
I kind of agree with that. Yeah. Weird. Yeah. I thought that was a bit strange. That it was, and they don't really explain why Martian Manhunter was talking to her. But I guess
that he already has a relationship with Lois from Batman v Superman a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Was Harry Lennox's character in Man of Steel and BVS Martian Manhunter the whole time? Or was it only on certain scenes?
Apparently.
Oh, okay.
Well, was it planned the whole time? That's the question.
Yeah. Because I don't know.
Because Man of Steel, there's more
like he planned all this out before it actually all happens. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think in Man of Steel it's hinted more. In Batman v Superman's a bit like he's just
Batman
there.
v Superman,
Man
he's
of Steel is
barely
like
in the movie. Yeah.
Maybe not hints, but like you could see it happen. It's not like a total like because like the scene where Superman's in the interrogation room and everyone walks away, but he stands his ground.
Mm-hmm.
You could sort of see it there.
Yeah,
like him being like, and the camera sometimes does linger on him a bit, but is that just my mind playing tricks on me, being like, that's why he's Martian Manhunter? Because look at the camera spent some time on him.
Yeah,
but yeah. I like the design of Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, Martian Manhunter's design was fantastic. I thought. I think that the scene where he was talking to Bruce was really good as well. Where even though he was barely in the movie, I thought that the way he talked and all that, he was acting like how I know Martian Manhunter to be. So
the first great scene with him and Lois.
Yeah,
but it's just why did he? Because he goes from because he was one of those like sarcastic generals as well. Because like he liked to talk to Lois Lane, but he was never like, I'm not going to always give you information. But he did help out a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But how did he go from that to being like, I'm gonna like really like persuade you to go back to work and be a very good emotional friend to you?
Yeah.
Like I want to see that transition, But will we ever see it?
Who knows? Yeah. But I thought that the first scene with Martian Manhunter, when we saw his design, I was like, oh, okay, that looks a bit strange. But then, at the end, when you see him properly, I was like, okay, that looks good.
Yeah, when you see him properly, it's much better.
But I guess now I can tell you this because you didn't want to know before. But yeah, that's both of those scenes got leaked before the movie came out. The ending and the scene with Martian Manhunter when he talks to Lois and.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's like another that's like Easter eggs anyway. To be fair, big Easter eggs, but it's luckily that didn't get. To be fair, did everything get spoiled, or was just certain stuff?
It was the scenes that I know that got leaked were part of that tunnel fight. Like when they're in the tunnel, yes. And then when Bruce or Batman drops his grapple gun, that scene got leaked.
Okay. Well, I guess.
Yeah, the scenes with Martian Manhunter got leaked, and then a part of the nightmare. I think that was it. Oh, and there was like a few other scenes with Steppenwolf which were like inconsequential anyway.
Everything gets leaked.
Yeah. But then the other character is J.K. Simmons as Gordon. He was barely in the movie. Again, like
barely in the movie.
Yeah.
But he worked alright. You could see him being a Commissioner Gordon. You could see him being
he was just in the.
And I like the scene when he's talking to Justice League when he's like, oh. How many more are they?
Yeah.
Obviously, that's from the original movie as well. Mm-hmm. So,
but yeah, that was pretty much it with Commissioner Gordon. There wasn't any extra scenes, I don't think, with Commissioner Gordon in this movie.
It's just funny to me that that drawing of the parademon that just looks like
that happens to look like Batman.
Mistake for Batman. It was just a funny picture.
Yeah, it did.
My family were laughing at that.
Yeah,
it was like, what's this?
It's a very interesting interpretation of a parody, but it happens to look like Batman. But yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I guess they were too scared to focus.
Yeah. I think we're coming towards the end of it now. Kieran Hines as Steppenwolf, obviously, as we said, he's a lot more developed. His death was a lot better as well, I thought, because I liked how he was killed by all the Justice League, where obviously Cyborg was kind of like doing the thing to the Mother Box. And then Superman starts beating him up, and then Flash kind of runs into him, knocks him towards Diana, and then Diana chops his head off, and then his head rolls into which obviously Kevin Smith described before. His head rolls off to Darkseid steps on it and smushes it. That's pretty cool. But yeah, Steppenwolf was a lot better this time, and I like how we found out more about him with the whole 50,000 worlds or 500,000 worlds thing or whatever. Where
him talking to Desaad and Darkseid, like that adds more to like mythology, but also his own like him trying to prove himself.
Yeah,
because they keep on talking about his redemption and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and Desaad at the end is like, oh, I knew he was going to fail.
Yeah,
and that's like, okay.
Yeah, well, now I'm going to go and destroy Superman, turn him evil. That was like Darkseid's thing, but yeah, Steppenwolf was a lot better. His design was a lot better. The CGI wasn't that great, but I can look past that. It's fine as long as the movie's good. I
thought it looked great. I thought metallic.
I think
it was different as well.
At times he looked good, but then at times he didn't look that great. I think I didn't think. I thought. Yeah, go on. What you say?
No, you go on. You go.
Okay. I was about to say. I thought in terms of CGI, the worst scenes were when they had those like when Desaad and not Doomsday. Why do I keep saying Doomsday instead of Darkseid? Darkseid instead of Doomsday. You know when Darkseid and Desaad are talking to Steppenwolf on that like hologram weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the CGI on that was like really bad. I don't know. It didn't look.
On the hologram.
Yeah, it looked really weird. But,
yeah, well, I guess you can just excuse that because it'd be like, oh, it's just weird face. Yeah. It's very weird face.
Yeah.
But Steppenwolf's design just automatically makes him more threatening.
Yeah, I agree.
The Joss Whedon cut automatically.
Yeah.
I like how the colors like are the same as Mother Box. You can notice, like like the rainbow color like is in the Mother Box as well, so you see the connect.
Yeah. I did think
I wish he used his spikes more. I like the scene, you know, when the arrows come off him when he like.
Yeah, and his armor was like, it looked really cool, but I guess they didn't really.
That was really cool.
Do a whole lot.
I wish they used especially with the whole blood R-rated thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, they should have used more blood. They could have used him more spiking. Because I just like the idea of him hugging someone and just
just like stabbing them with like the needles thing coming out. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
so I wish he used the spikes a bit more, but he was very threatening, especially against the Amazons.
Mm-hmm.
And again, him talking to Wonder Woman, him having that bit of connection with the Justice League.
Yeah,
not just being a person to fight.
And I think
he's also a bit like
I think Kieran Hines' performance also, like his voice, like vocal performance, matched so much better with this design because the original one it didn't match at all. He's like this little like grey weird CGI glob thing just kind of moving around, but the voice didn't really match at all. Whereas this, it's like a threatening design, so the voice does match, which I think is a lot better.
And he is useful in the. He's not just like he's a disposable person, but also he helps advance the story.
Mm-hmm.
He works out that the anti-life equation is here, helping Darkseid. Just finding that out for him, and it's almost like it's like Loki in Avengers. Like he's like the middleman. He's the middleman, isn't he? So and it works in the works again here.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then the next character on the list is Ryan Choi, who obviously had small scenes in the movie, but obviously setting up the Atom at some point in this universe, which, cool. I like the Atom. He's a cool enough character.
He's cool. I didn't expect him to be here. I saw a screenshot like a couple of days before. I was like, oh, he's in this.
I didn't know he was going to be in this. I was surprised by that. Who's after that? A few other characters that we've already talked about. And then I think the last big thing... Well, actually, we talked about Darkseid already, right? He's like the second last thing, I guess. Darkseid was cool. All of his scenes were pretty much in the trailer, which was a bit weird, but I guess trailers do that these days. But
seeing it like on the TV, good.
Yeah,
CGI looks so good.
And the first scene where you see Darkseid was so cool. That was like a really cool entrance scene, in my opinion. I just loved like everything they did with Darkseid, even though he's not in the movie a lot, but what they did was good.
His voice is so cool. Yeah. You want to hear more of his voice. His voice is like, what's his name? Ray Porter.
Ray Porter,
Voice work.
Yeah, that was a great voice. Yeah. And then the last thing, which is obviously, ironically enough, one of the last things we see in the movie, Jared Leto is the Joker. In the nightmare scene where obviously Bruce Mira, Deathstroke, Flash, Cyborg, all those guys are part of some sort of weird Justice League at the nightmare where obviously Batman is kind of dreaming up this potential future where Superman has turned evil, and then him and Joker have this great conversation about Robin and what kind of happened with Robin. And
what he said in that conversation is really good.
Yeah,
I think one of
my favorite lines. I think one of my favorite lines in the movie is "You sent a boy Wonder to do a man's job."
Yeah, that was a good line. Yeah, I thought that too.
And he like his voice is still the same from Suicide Squad, but it's just better dialogue. It's just I knew this Joker, this actor, Jared Leto's a good actor. If you give him the good dialogue,
Jared Leto's a good actor. Yeah.
Substance. Healed before.
Yeah, but obviously if you give him stuff like Conga Honk and you don't want no beef, then obviously we get the Suicide Squad Joker. But if you give him lines like
exactly this,
go on.
Go.
Okay. I was gonna say that you give him lines like what you just said, Ismail, and also like when he's Batman's kind of talking to him about Harley, where he's like, as I held Harley Quinn when she was dying in my arms, she told me to promise that when I kill you, I make it like long and painful, or whatever. And the Joker just kind of like starts laughing at Batman. I thought that yes, this is the Joker. This is what I wanted from Suicide Squad.
Oh, so many good lines. I forget.
Yeah,
so many good lines. It's one of those definitive Batman Joker scenes that people will rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
They'll rewatch this.
And I did see someone on Twitter say that this is the greatest Batman and Joker scene of all time. I don't think I agree with that. I don't think I agree with
yes,
that.
it is. I agree.
Yeah, well, fair enough if people do. I don't, but I think I can.
Yeah, no.
I thought it was a great scene though. Like,
it was a great scene.
Yeah.
No, and obviously, the fact that people are saying that shows that even though they didn't get to spend much time together, so Snyder put his all into it and be like, let's give them a scene that shows so much history behind it.
Yeah, which
and
I don't think...
explores why these characters are so interlinked.
Yeah,
why these
I don't think that this scene would have been in the theatrical version if it came out like it wouldn't have been in the movie if it came out back then, would it? Yeah.
Yeah, they've written it, filmed it recently.
Yeah.
And it was a stroke of genius. And yeah, I was waiting before the movie came out. I was like, I really want Joker to reference like what he's lost as well. And about Harley Quinn and stuff. I was like, if they mention that as well, that's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
And he does that, and it meets your expectations, but also it surprises you as well. Some twists and turns where Batman like drops the F-bomb, saying, "I will effing kill you after all this," and because Harley Quinn told me that this is gonna happen. I can't even explain the line. It's just Harley Quinn was dead in my arms and said this to me.
Yeah, she wanted me to kill you.
That was multiple levels of awesome.
Yeah,
just really good stuff.
And also
makes Harley Quinn better as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I haven't actually seen Birds of Prey in terms of like the biggest thing with Harley Quinn in it.
It's not good.
You don't think so? No, I haven't seen it.
I think it's a great movie. I think it's what Suicide Squad should be. I think. Well, I need to rewatch it. I think it's at least a 7 out of 10 movie, in my opinion.
Really?
I mean, I can't say anything. I never watched it.
I saw it in cinemas. I don't like it at all. I thought it was.
You don't like it at all? You think it's better than Suicide Squad? It's better than Suicide Squad.
I don't care.
Anything is better than Suicide Squad. That movie was garbage. Anything is better.
In my opinion, Birds of Prey is what Suicide Squad should have been. But at the same time,
based around an egg sandwich. You can't.
No, yeah. To be fair, the one thing about Birds of Prey is that it removed Jared Leto and it made Harley Quinn separate from him.
Do you think I'd like it? Because you guys know what I like.
No, you would like. I
mean, to be fair, you two have similar opinions.
Yeah.
I think you'd agree with each other. To be fair, but yeah, to be fair, the Birds of Prey doesn't explore that Joker dynamic a bit, except like them breaking up. Yeah. This is like the Batman. This is like the Batman.
The Batman.
The comics.
And also the thing I thought. I mean, I know this probably wasn't the intention, but I thought it was like kind of cool. Was when Mira says to him like, "You've never lost anyone you love or whatever," and then they pan over to Joker, kind of implying that Batman and Joker can't like live without each other. It's that.
That's really good. Very subtle, but very good. Yes.
Obviously, I think that what they were trying to say was obviously Robin, but I kind of took it like that at first. I was like, "Oh, okay, Batman and Joker."
No, but it's I think that's what he intended as well.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, that's.
But it's not forced. It's not like, oh, we love each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not like Lego Batman where he was like, remember in Lego Batman when they'd had to like say to each other they loved each other to bring the city back together or something like that. It's not like that, but obviously it's very subtle, and I thought it was well done.
Very well done, yeah.
But yeah, I think
I liked his design. Did you like his design?
Yeah, I
think
thought
he looked creepy in some scenes.
Yeah, especially like
his face, especially.
You know when he pulled that card out and he had the surgeon glove on, and he kind of like he was holding the card in front of Batman. That was like kind of creepy.
Like, that was like a magic trick. He like brought it out of thin air, wasn't it? Because I didn't see it before. Like also, that was like again very clownish, very magician.
Putting this together with BVS, I realised that this could be referencing, in BVS when Batman has the assault rifle, he has a Joker card attached to it. So maybe this is like hinting that that's where he got it from.
That's where he got it from. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So you put those two pieces together, and you kind of get that, which is I thought was interesting. But then obviously they had the evil Superman show up, which I mean I don't like evil Superman, so. But it's just a dream, so hopefully the Justice League can
he shows up, then he wakes up in it.
Yeah.
It's weird because it's like he wakes up as if it's like a dream.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work? How does that work in the context of the storyline?
I don't know.
I know it's like a metaphor. I know it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
Like it's a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm one of those people like explain this.
Yeah. Because it can't be a nightmare, can it? Because he's had that dream. He had like a vision in. Was that line that was in the trailer where he said I had a vision, like a premonition, where he said that in the trailer? Yeah. Was that in this movie? I don't remember him saying that.
No, I don't think it is, but it's like in BVS you can kind of excuse the dream because like the Flash shows up.
Yeah, but in this he's just kind of having a nightmare.
unless the Flash showed him everything and he's just dreaming about it again.
Maybe,
I guess that's how I must take it.
But
in terms of,
there's a lot of things they didn't
address.
Like they didn't address the thing with the dirt rising on Superman's grave in BVS as well. So I don't think we're gonna get an explanation for some of this stuff.
I think that was just leftover sun energy. I think that was just the way to hint that he's alive.
Yeah. But then obviously with evil Superman, he just kind of shows up, and that's like hinting at what we'll get later, perhaps. If we do get a Justice League 2, I really hope they make one after this, because even though
me too. Yeah,
even though I wasn't the biggest fan of BVS and Man of Steel, I love this movie, so I really hope they do make a sequel to this.
But to be fair, for me, it's like, even if they don't make a part 2, I think it's very satisfying.
Yeah, because it is a very satisfying ending to the plot thread set up in BVS as well, but more specifically, in my opinion, Man of Steel, because I think that this does kind of bring a lot of Superman's character arc full circle, even if he's not in it a lot. Like, I think what they did with him and what little they did do with him was good.
Yeah, but it's like the Avengers, they leave enough plot threads there, a lot of plot threads to continue on, and you want to see more of the universe, and that shows it's a good team-based movie.
I just hope that, they do make a sequel, and we do get the
you see the scene, and obviously you see the scene that sets it up as well, Darkseid looking through the portal, looking at Superman.
Yeah, like
and you see Superman sussing him out like,
yeah.
You.
Yeah. So I mean,
cool.
Yeah. I guess the other thing to mention with Joker is the meme, wasn't it, in the movie? They didn't have the "We live in a society" line, which
Yeah. I would have liked to see that in the movie, because it's a very good. It's such a good moment in the trailer.
Yeah.
Such a good movie, and I think it was a very good line as well. But yeah, maybe they just cut it out because he just wanted to just.
I've got a feeling it's just for the trailer. It's not one of those lines, but I think is that about it? Unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about in terms of spoilers.
Not really. I think
maybe.
We managed to get to an hour and 11 minutes.
I've got a bit about Darkseid left but there isn't much Darkseid scenes.
Yeah.
I like how Darkseid almost is, even though he still views Steppenwolf as disposable, not as much as, but he still uses. He's still learnt about Steppenwolf's anti-life equation. He's still used that information.
Yeah. He actually gained something from Steppenwolf.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care about, even though it's his. Do they ever say he's his uncle? They don't really say that.
I don't think so, but I think it's pretty much like. I mean, I'd assume that's kind of the way it is, because that's how it is in. Well, actually, in the comics, isn't it the other way around? Isn't Steppenwolf his uncle?
No, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
But obviously, I guess that's not the point. I guess the point is that he's trying to. I don't think that matters. I think it's just about the servant trying to live up to his expectations.
Which is kind of, I guess that was kind of the interesting thing in the comics, that even though Darkseid's younger than Steppenwolf, he's still kind of in charge of him, which was like an interesting thing.
I guess it shows that he's just the means to an end, and
but
he's got the information he wants.
The scenes with Darkseid, what little we got with him, is kind of like Superman, like the antithesis to Superman, where it was like, it was still really well done, but he was like evil, I guess, so it was interesting. I guess also...
And I like how they... Oh, you go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say that Granny Goodness appears as well as that other character.
Yeah.
She just kind of stood there, she didn't really do much, but, I don't really know a whole lot about that character anyway, so...
good. I just like how they talked about how they're from another universe almost. It's not like they're from another planet.
Yeah, it's
because you could go different ways with Darkseid. You could either be like, he's just an alien, or you could go with the whole he is, because in the comics because sometimes it's confusing. The comics confuse themselves.
Yeah,
and animated shows confuse themselves. But I like the idea, like watching YouTube videos, like the idea that Darkseid is. And everybody is like, they're on another plane of existence.
Yeah.
They look down on, they mention the multiverse. They are above the multiverse. He mentions like, and Wonder Woman says herself, they're going back to their universe. It's like their own plane of existence.
It is a very interesting
concept. It teases a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. Very interesting concept. Big concepts. But 4 hours, it deals with it. It introduces them well. For the future movies if they were. Future movies, which I hope there are.
I really hope there is as well, man, because I do want to see even if I don't like the thing they'll do with the evil Superman, I got a feeling that by the end they'll turn him back, or try and turn him back, or at least stop him or something. Yeah. So that's
the plan. I think that was the plan I saw from BVS. That's why I like BVS so much, because I could see the game plan happening.
Yeah. There's so much that they could do with this that I really hope they do, because I don't want it to just end like this. Because even though obviously I did really enjoy this movie, it'd be really good to have a continuation of it of some sort.
Even if you don't continue the Dark Side stuff, have Man of Steel 2 with Zack Snyder still involved, maybe him involved in also Wonder Woman as well.
And even if it's not in cinemas, even though I'd love to see it in cinemas, even if it's not in cinemas, just put it on HBO Max, please. Yeah.
HBO Max know how to handle it.
Yeah. The only other thing, Ismail, were you disappointed with the Bat Tank just barely in the movies? It's like one shot, just they can put it on the trailer.
They didn't even explain what the Bat Tank.
The tank from the Dark Knight Returns.
Oh yeah, they just had it at the end.
He was just kind of
at the end.
Yeah, he was just kind of there. Batman was just standing on top of it. Yeah.
I thought that was
the same ship from last time.
I think it was supposed to be the tank. It looked like it.
It's not the Nightcrawler. It's like a whole new thing.
It's the vehicle from the Dark Knight Returns. Yeah, he was just kind of standing on top of it at the end.
Cool. Yeah.
So I guess I don't know if you were disappointed by that, but yeah, that was. I
also like how so much to talk about.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, we could go on for ages. If you have things to talk about, carry on. Yeah, carry on. Go by all means. I don't care how long this is.
Yeah, no, it's just cool. It's like, Martian Manhunter talking to Ben Affleck's Batman saying, "Oh, your parents would have been proud."
Yeah, that was a really good scene.
Happy note to end it on. And
again, it's the whole hopeful thing, which I liked because I felt like this wasn't like as kind of depressing and dour and down about things as Man of Steel and BVS, specifically BVS. BVS was like really weird in terms of that. It was like that was like one of the most like hopeless like movies that they made, that DC made, in my opinion. So I like
the Empire Strikes Back. It's the Empire Strikes.
That ain't no Empire Strikes Back to me, man. That's like,
but it's like it's the structure, isn't it? It's the tone. It's like the second movie goes downhill and then hopefully it goes back up again.
And it's even kind of, I guess it did follow that kind of Star Wars formula, didn't it? 'Cause this kind of felt like Return of the Jedi, where it was like when they kind of end it on like a happy note where all the Justice League were together and like standing there victorious.
Yeah.
So I guess it did kind of follow the Star Wars structure. Now that you say that, it's kind of that kind of makes sense.
And also, it's just good. It's good for Ben Affleck to like. It's almost like a meta scene. Like, oh, thank you for being in this movie. Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming back to film this movie.
Yeah, and especially with everything Ben Affleck's been through, it's like really good to see him back on top of things.
It's really good to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so glad you got to have to see him with Jared Leto. And it's like cool. It's like, and it makes sense that Martian Manhunter would talk about his parents as well because he has that telepathic?
Yeah.
So he can. So he can. I just clocked as like, why is he? Wait, how's he just talking about his parents? Oh, he probably just read his mind and just worked out his parents about. It's because all he thinks about is his parents. Because obviously Bruce Wayne.
Also, who knows how long Martian Manhunter's been around on Earth? So who knows how long he's been here?
Yeah, exactly.
Doing things. So.
Yeah, maybe he knew about Bruce Wayne the whole time, and he's just like. Yeah, and I like how he's like, oh, it's finally time for me to step up and do stuff.
Also, when we were talking about Satrap before, I really liked the music it played at the end of the movie, where it was like that kind of victorious, like, yes, the Justice League have won now. Martian Manhunter saying to Batman basically that you can do it, you can stop Darkseid and stop Superman from becoming evil.
And there's more people to come. There's more Justice League people to come to join the league.
Obviously, back in 2017, that would have made more sense, but now it's like,
But yeah, let's hope we see more.
Yeah, I really do hope we see more. But Zack Snyder's Justice League, the wait is over. Which I mean, it's kind of sad from one point of view, but I guess like they said in Endgame, every journey has its end. So go watch it now. If you haven't seen it, we've kind of just spoiled it all.
Support the movie.
Definitely support the movie because we want sequels to this because it is really good. So, Ismail, do you have anything else to say?
No, just thank you for watching if you haven't made it to the end.
If you sat through an hour and 18 minutes of us just randomly
You're a top man, mate. You're a top man.
Yeah, you're a legend. So, I guess that's about it. So, if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to drop it a like. Be sure to check out Sid's channel, link in the description, and his Instagram. I'll put a link in the description too.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, man. Thanks for being here. And just check out Sid's channel. He makes really funny and really good content. And also be sure to subscribe to us. We're trying to hit 100 subscribers.
Yes. Subscribe.
Yeah, go for the subscribe button if you haven't already. Be sure to check out our Instagram, link in the description. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. See ya.